Okay, so this isn't so much a review, so much as it is my thoughts on what could happen in Season 3 of Arrow. If you want to see a review, I did do a review on Arrow Season 2 on the Arrow Season 2 finale. I just did it on a different channel on Mr. J's Comic Reviews. You guys can go to his channel. I don't know if the video will be up yet by now, as of this recording, but you guys can go to Mr. J's Comic Reviews and subscribe to him. Yeah, we did a review on that. We also talked about the Flash TV show, but anyway, this video is more so about me talking about like some cool theories I have and what I'd like to see in Arrow Season 3. Now, I will warn you right now that I do have some spoilers for this video. I do have some spoilers here and there for this finale. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to give you a few seconds to leave. So yeah. All right. So I'm guessing if you're still here, you've either seen the episode or you want it, or you don't mind having spoilers. So in the end of the season, wow! First off, just wow! This was amazing. This was really cool. I was totally floored, and this kind of got me and Jay's mind going, and I was just really interested of what's going to happen in Season 3, because they've talked about in Season 3, they said it's going to be a totally new, it's going to be totally different from the past two shows. Now, they haven't specified how exactly, but with the coming next fall alongside with the new Flash TV show, I can only imagine really good things about it. So anyway, a few things in the show we saw in the last few episodes. We got a mention of Sandra Hawk being impregnated by Oliver. So that kind of leads me, will we see Connor Hawk in Season 3? Now, I'd imagine that Connor Hawk wouldn't be a teenager. He'd probably be, at best, 10 years old. Maybe 10, and that's pushing it. I would not be surprised if Connor Hawk's still a little kid. But 10, maybe 9 or 10 would be the oldest I'd imagine they would have Connor Hawk, because I really doubt we'd see Connor Hawk as a teenager. So I think it'd be cool there, or we may get him in the Flash TV show, because we find out in that episode where we find Sandra Hawk after Moira bribes her, gives her $2 million, to leave Starling City and move to Central City. I'd imagine she'd still be there raising Connor by herself, and that's probably where he meets the Flash. So we might get him there, and then he works his way into Arrow. Who knows? I just have that weird feeling that we might get Connor Hawk as still a kid in the next season. And I had this cool little fun fan episode in my head of a story like maybe there's a one-off Arrow episode where we follow Connor Hawk as a grown-up, following in his dad's footsteps as the new Arrow, or even calling himself Green Arrow. Saying something like, well, my dad just called himself the Arrow, and I just thought it was stupid because he wore a lot of green, so I just called myself Green Arrow. Also, I would call that episode Beyond. I'm not clever. Anyway, so that's one thing. Another thing is that what kind of villains are we going to see for Season 3? Because we've still got the Clock King, and we've still got Slade, who was locked up on the island. I would not be surprised if, because what happens is that now he's locked up at the bottom of the island. He's locked up in this little prison back on the island, and he's pretty much just locked down there, and he's still like, I'm gonna get you, Oliver. I always keep my promises. So would it be interesting if he, instead of breaking himself out, someone broke him out and took him back with this person took him back with him to Starling City, so Oliver can face all of his fears and all that, and be at Slade's mercy once more. So in terms of villains, I've been hearing a lot of rumors going around of several. I mean, we've heard whispers of Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul, or Tomato. so we've heard whispers of Ra's al Ghul. We could be getting him. Me personally, I would like to see an actual Count Vertigo. An actual Count Vertigo that comes from Lativa, and he is maybe like you could have it that him and Oliver met once before. Like Oliver said that he wasn't on the island, and in the end of season 2, we find out that he's with Amanda Waller in Hong Kong. And I'll get to villains and characters I'd like to see there. But wouldn't it be interesting, because Oliver did tell Diggle that he didn't spend those 5 years just on the island. Maybe he went to Lativa and encountered Count Vertigo, and Vertigo is back, and he knows who Oliver. He figured out real quick, Oliver, you're the Arrow, aren't you? And he's kind of pissed off. I think it would be kind of funny that he didn't know that there was a Count that used the drug Vertigo, and when he finds out when he comes to Starling City, he's like, that guy was a fucking idiot. So I think it'd be cool to have the real Count Vertigo as a main villain in a season. I think it'd be cool because he would be kind of like be like Doctor Doom in some ways, meaning that he would have diplomatic immunity and Oliver can't really touch him without causing an international incident. And I think even Amanda Waller would be like, yeah, don't go after him. Vertigo's a dangerous guy and he's a bastard, but you can't go after him or it will start a major crisis. And I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, yep, you can't touch me, Oliver, but I can, hurt you. I can reach out and hurt you. Either as the Arrow or Oliver Queen. So I think it'd be cool to see the real Count Vertigo. Another villain that I've been hearing rumors about, and I'm really hoping this is true, is Onomatopoeia. I think it would be so cool, because Onomatopoeia is my favorite Green Arrow villain. He's just a guy who could just sneak up on Oliver and get him. And he's just this weird guy who just says sound effects, and he's downright dangerous, and he's crazy. So I think it would be cool to see if that is true for Onomatopoeia to be in there. Another villain, and even though I haven't been reading the New 52 Green Arrow comics, I would not be surprised if they use this character as well for the Green Arrow TV show, Komodo. I would not put them past them because they've been using a lot of New 52 references in the Arrow TV show. I would not put it past them that they would have Komodo in season 3. So even though I haven't been reading it, I would not put it past them to put Komodo in season 3 or a later season for Green Arrow. So yeah, I don't know what you could do with him, but yeah, I think that'd be interesting to say the least. In terms of other villains, that's really the only major ones that I'd really like to see. But yeah, going back to past villains, like villains we see in the past, because, like I said, where we leave off is Oliver is now in Hong Kong with Amanda Waller, and wouldn't it be interesting if you had, Oliver's past villain in the past, because that's the kind of thing. He has one main villain in the present and one main villain in the past. For season 1, it was Adrian Fires, and then you had Anthony Ivo and a bit of Slade as well, so it would make sense that we'd have another villain for Oliver to fight in the past. And that villain I'd like to see, since it's in Hong Kong, Lady Shiva. Man, Lady Shiva will work so well in this TV show. I think it would be so cool to see her as like a member of the League of Assassins, or as the head of the Triad's top assassin, or something like that. I think that would be cool. Another character I'd really like to see in this season, like, obviously, I'm just making guesses here, people. I'm just making theories. Keep that in mind. Another character I think it would be cool to see in Hong Kong, and for Oliver to learn from and train from, is Richard Dragon. I think that would be cool to see, because Oliver did learn a little from Dragon in the comics, if I recall. In pre-52, he did train a little with Richard Dragon. So, and I think it would be so cool to see Richard Dragon in here, and being, because Oliver learned a lot from Slade. He learned a lot of hand-to-hand combat tactics from Slade, and strategy and all that. But there are some things Oliver learned that I'm like, I don't think Slade taught you that, buddy. I don't think Slade trained you that. So it makes you think, like, maybe it, like, let's say, theoretically, we do get Richard Dragon. It would make a lot of sense to learn all those other things that Oliver knew, all those other extra, tactics and all that. Maybe he learned that from Dragon. I think that would be cool to have another cool teacher that wouldn't try to kill him. So yeah. Anyway, in terms of other characters, I would like to see in here, and this was one I don't know we'll get, but I think it would be cool, and it's possible we could get, is Ted Grant, Wildcat. Maybe he's in Starling City, he's retired. We did have Justice Society in a previous DC CW continuity beforehand, so wouldn't it make sense to have another? Wouldn't it make a little sense to have to do it again? I don't think it would hurt. So maybe you could have Ted Grant in here as he's retired. He's a retired boxer and secret superhero from let's say the JSA was still around. It was around, and people have been saying maybe Jay Garrick will show up in the Flash series. Excuse me. And that would be a cool way to work in Ted. And he comes to Starling City to live out the rest of his days, and he's got maybe there's someone's framed him for murder, or there's fraud or something like that, and Ted can't afford a good lawyer, and Laurel helps him in return. Ted's like, I can't pay you back, but if you come by my gym once every week, I'll pay you back by training you. So yeah, because let's face it, Ted trained Black Canary, so I think it would be cool to have that cool reference in there. I don't know. This is just me being a fanboy, hoping for stuff. This is just me hoping for a lot of cool shit to happen. And it also makes me wonder, will we actually get Ra's? Because again, we had so many references to him and stuff like that. Because he's such a big Batman-centric character and a big DC villain in general. Makes me wonder, will they have the... They mentioned him a lot, but would they be willing to, would CW and DC be willing to push him out and put him on the small screen? Makes one wonder. Anyway, let's see, what else did I want to, what characters I would like to see who I'd like to see in Season 3 and all that. I know there's been a lot of rumors for Nightwing. I'm kind of half and half on the whole, if Nightwing is going to be in the show or not. I don't know if I like that or not. I was kind of like, really? Did we need Harley Quinn to be here? Alright, I guess. I was one of those guys. I was just like, I didn't hate it like Coolio Vids did. I didn't have a frothing rage spasm like some people. But on the other hand, I was just like, what was the point in that? That was my biggest thing. It was like, why have Harley Quinn just cameo in the Suicide Squad? Is it just because of the New 52? More than likely, yes, but still. So that was my biggest thing. I was just more like, why, than I was angry about that. There's not much else I can really say about this other than I'm really looking forward to Season 3, and I'm really interested of where they can go with this, because once again, like I said, they said that there's going to be a totally different change in Arrow. There's going to be a totally different change in Season 3 of Arrow. So I'm really, 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 really curious in that aspect. I'm really curious in that regard to see where they'll go. And Season 2 has been excellent. I like Season 1. It took me a while to get into it. After the winter break, I was like, oh man, Arrow's awesome. And Season 2 was all around great, 5 out of 5 for me. Had a few little points where I was like, that hurt. But still, all in all, 5 out of 5 for me on Season 2. And this is the one show I'm always excited to see when every week when it comes on. I'm like, oh my god, Arrow's on. But now I feel kind of empty. Reason being is because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 ended yesterday, as of this recording, and Arrow ended today, as of this recording. So now I'm kind of like... And also Game of Thrones is ending in three more episodes, so I'm like, damn it! What have I got left? Adventure Time? Some episodes of Steven Universe to go of Season 1? Man. Damn it, I'm literally running out of shows here, guys. I'm gonna have to start doing my Netflix binge again real soon. Oh man. Anyway, let's actually, before we go, just one quick thing. I absolutely love that cool little teaser for the Flash TV show. I love the running cycle for Flash for a TV budget. That was really good. So more props to it. I'm just even more excited for a Flash TV show now. Anyway, guys, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. And what do you guys think will be in Arrow Season 3? And what characters, evil or good, do you want to, villains or heroes, do you want to see in Arrow Season 3? I really want to know what you guys think of this. And once again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Really curious to see what you guys have for this. And, I'm out.